Mm-hmm.
Go here. I'll edit that so it doesn't have it such. So here I am. This is a little bit of the behind the scenes. I am Eli, and we are here with Catherine Elliss. It's very exciting, and she's just launched her new graphic novel, The Man Who Came Back. Catherine, if you could tell us, what do you like to do when you're not writing?
Okay, I love music.
Any particular artist?
I create my own music.
You create your own music?
I do.
Okay.
So sometimes, I love worship music, so all different sorts of worship music, different styles. And when I'm being really creative, I'll be creating music in different styles.
And what does your family think of your writing?
I think they'll be pleased when things, when it becomes more lucrative. How's that?
Oh, okay.
I just say that because you can have passions, but because I've always worked to cover this side, so from that point of view, they see it like a hobby, whereas I believe that this is a way that we need to give hope to the world. We need to help people to have a vision.
Get your message out.
Yes. So from that point of view, I think it's much bigger than just one person. So I hope that it will start changing the world. Like the whole project is called Imagineering to a better world, where we have a vision for our life. Then we are developing our character, our stewardship abilities of ourselves, our resources, and then becoming more genuine, more vulnerable.
Well, I know that the focus is on The Man Who Came Back.
Yes.
But I have to ask the question, how many books have you written, and which book is your favourite?
I've published, this one is my 4th that I've published. Probably my favourite book is one that hasn't been published. It is finished, but it hasn't been published for different reasons. And there's a lot that are, this one will be a series in the future. And then another one with the main character of Caitlin. That one has different series with that, and each of them, especially the fiction, they're sort of inspired by people, but it's more looking at a time and a place.
Okay.
So I love historical fiction. So that the one about Caitlin is probably my favourite, but that's not actually available at the moment.
Got ya.
But there will be different series that run off that.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to writing, you have a lot of people that have that passion. They'll be watching this video. Do you have any suggestions on how they can become a better writer, and if so, what are they?
Okay, recently I had the, the absolute necessity to go back to full-time teaching. And that was hadn't been my plan, but it ended up being a real blessing. And that was interesting because I went back and I was teaching English. I was also teaching media arts and visual arts. And so when you're teaching it to other people, you have to get better yourself, and you're teaching people. So as I went back and I was doing that, even if it was talking about public speaking, I would be showing people about the top debating league in Australia, or we would be looking at Toastmasters World Championships, because if you're going to look at something, you may as well look at the best. So if you're going to be looking at writing, teaching other people, because say for example this opportunity during COVID-19, this is when it's being published, and we don't know what the new normal will look like on the other side.
I get you.
So if we learn, but if we also help other people, so if you are say a year 12 student as an example, but you love writing and you know you want to be a writer, well, maybe start making little videos for primary school children, or, you know, year 8s, year 9s. What have you learned? And as you are becoming better, then you'll learn that as you're looking to start teaching other people, then you become better yourself.
Okay. When it comes to readers, do you often get a lot of feedback from your readers, and what kind of things have they been saying to you?
Yeah, amazing. I'll just give you an example. One book that I published now 7 years ago. Yes, 7 years ago.
It's for a while.
That one, I saw someone and she was just yelling out to me, and she came running up, and it was like she knew me.
Wow.
And I'm like looking at this person, I'm thinking, I don't remember you. And it was
awkward.
a bit awkward. And anyway, she was just saying how much her life had been impacted.
That's special.
And so I have had that. Not so much, but I have had that, and that was just like wow. Because I haven't been the front person, like, you know, I don't think I've really been in front of a camera probably for at least 5 years.
Yeah.
So for someone to actually come and see me and be so excited was really interesting. But I know myself, if there's been say for example, a musician that I've really admired and I've used their work, then I have shared that with them. So, yeah.
And do you like to create books for adults as well? I mean, I know
Yes.
this is a certain demographic,
Yes. So this is the graphic novel, The Man Who Came Back.
Yes.
So you can see this one is for mid to older teens, and also for young adults and those young at heart. Like Eli was saying earlier in one of the early interviews that he's enjoyed it as well. So it's more like a adult comic, not much writing on each page, but still with the themes that are relevant. And I forgot the question.
Oh, it was just about creating books for adults as
Oh,
well.
yes. Yes, so I find, I'll just show you, this is the book that I published that is available, you know, internationally online and through bookstores in Australia. I don't think it's actually on the shelves, but you can order it through bookstores. This one is, I think it's average 5 pages per chapter. Okay. One of the main reasons I did it, I'll just flick through so you can just see what it looks like. So it's not much writing. But one of the reasons I did that is so for very busy people, so people who are successful, people who are busy, or even people who don't have a very, but even people who don't have a very high attention span.
Yeah, me.
So it's to just grab people, okay, they learn a little bit, and so that one has got like 2 to 4 dot points at the beginning. So it's like, okay, well, what am I going to get out of reading these 5 or 7 pages? So I think that really helps people to focus, and especially in this day and age where even 2.5 minutes of a video is quite long. So thank you if you are still listening and going through these videos.
I suppose finally, where can we get this graphic novel from? Where can we purchase it?
So this particular one has been published by Westbow Press, which is out of America. So at the moment it's on the Westbow Press website. So just go into Westbow, WESTBOW Press, and otherwise Amazon. So it is print on demand at Amazon, and there will be quite a number of other locations through ebook that it will be available. Yeah.
Okay, and you have these links attached just below so you can see and be directed to where to go to get your hands on a copy of The Man Who Came Back. Thank you for your time today, Catherine Elliss. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
Just that be inspired. Choose to make this time, especially obviously it's during the isolation, during the quarantine. So I'm just lucky that we're in like a house full. So it's awesome that Eli's here, so he was able to help, and because everything that I hope is aiming to do is actually bringing hope, especially at this time. We can focus on what is happening and the negative and the stats and everything, but we can also choose to use this time to switch off the TV, switch off the news,
switch it off,
and just put on some music, something that's going to inspire you, that you can get a vision. Okay, well, I've never had time to learn this. I've never had time. What if I did have time, what would I do? Well, now you have time. So just challenge yourself. Well, if there was no limit, you know, there's people that were working, you know, even part-time or full-time in Australia, for example, that now are going to get an income even though they're not working.
It's true.
Perfect time. What is it that you want to do? There's so many people offering coaching ideas or different things online. You know, there's no more excuses. You've got to clean your house. You've got to, you know, you don't have to, but, you know, it makes you feel fabulous once you can get through a to-do list. And Eli's a perfect example of that. He's just making the most of his time, changing some of his daily disciplines, and he's thriving.
Thank you so much for your time today, Catherine Elliss, and to everybody out there that's watching and watching these videos. I trust that you'll go out to your local store or online, I think it was, and get your purchase your own book of The Man Who Came Back. Thank you again.
And thank you, Eli.